You have been an amazing crowd. Let's keep that energy up for the next comedian. Very, very funny, Mark LaBarge.
So I can get a little dark, so let me test out the crowd here. Does this make me a bad person? I was driving home from the bar, saw those flashing lights, and got ushered into a bowling alley parking lot, like, oh shit. Look at the road and see a sheet laying over a body. My first thought was, woo, dodge that shit. All right, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So a little bit about myself. I'm a Cajun air traffic controller, a stand-up comedian. So that means to get through the week, I need a fifth of crown, a psychiatrist, and a hug. For those who don't know what air traffic controller is, first of all, let me say, we're not this. And no, we're not trained in aliens and missing airplanes, so stop asking that shit too. See, I didn't sit in the tower. I played the video game, the radar screen, right? So imagine a highway and interstate system, but traffic every 1,000 feet going all the way up. We're the ones making sure you don't die. So that being said, if you do meet an air traffic controller, give that poor bastard a hug, because we need him. We got one of the few jobs in the world where if we mess up, like really mess up, we go to prison. If you can't tell, this won't do well in prison. I guess it depends on your perspective on that one. I am basically the personification of a stick figure. I am just now coming into my adult body. I'm 42, people. Basically what I'm saying is within 5 minutes of showing up to a prison, I will be holding someone's pocket with my teeth. That's not the famous I'm looking for. But, you know, I'm a silver linings kind of guy, so I can't wait for that time where I get tried for the first time. You know, the shit you see in movies all the time? Someone comes up to you, what are you in for, punk? Then I just beam right into his soul with that 1,000-yard stare I picked up in Iraq. Not much. Killed 600 people. What about you, bitch? Love it. Another great one I get whenever I tell people I'm air traffic controller is like, that's like a really stressful job, right? Like really high suicide rate? Yeah, thanks, that's what I wanted to think about. But I get it. I know where their head's at. They're thinking, I got a flight in the morning, let me check his mental status. Wrong question. Question you should be asking is, will you be sober in the morning when you get to work? You don't want to know that answer. But if you're wondering, second highest suicide rate job in the world. Pandemic kind of fucked with the statistics on that one. But anyways, number 1, dentist. No idea why. Won't ask him because I'm not that asshole. But I'm wondering why stand-up comedians not on the top of that list. I'm up here doubling down and they supply the equipment. Told you it might get a little dark. So I'm from South Louisiana, Cajun country, was born on the bayou. You ever seen that show, Swamp People? I don't need subtitles to watch that. Growing up for me was way different than all of y'all, okay? Like, way different. Nothing says it better than our field trips. Like, where'd y'all go? Like museums, science centers, all that kind of educational stuff? My first field trip, the Tabasco plant. Don't know why. My favorite field trip, though, I think I was about the 6th grade. They brought us to Angola State Prison. Don't know who decided that one. I guess they figured, well, half you little bastards getting up here anyway. Let's go show you around. Suspicious on that one though. Some of the kids seemed really happy. I think that was like a very sneaky way for a father-son bonding day. It was a fun and educational trip, don't get me wrong. Like, have you ever went to the arts and crafts side of a prison? Mwah. Beautiful. That's the first time I learned you could take a cigar box and turn it into an electric guitar. The innovation, they could have cured COVID in a month. And how many 12-year-olds get to say that they saw the lethal injection table and the electric chair? I can. Here's the worst part. They let us sit in that chair. I'm just mad because this was like 1992. No cell phones. I would die for that profile picture today. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting in old Sparky. I just want to thank everyone for coming out supporting live stand-up comedy. Let me tell you, this shit is not easy. We can't just go in the garage, rip out a cool riff and be like, hey, check it out, guys. Doesn't work like that. Let me tell you how hard this is, all right? When I first started doing stand-up comedy, I went and told all my friends, I'm like, yo, I just started doing stand-up comedy. I think I'm going to give it a go. And they're like, dude, that takes balls. That's like one of the bravest things I've heard before. Bro, you were there when I went to war. Bro, I'm going all right. Oh, sucks for you. Keep your head on swivel. You know what that tells me? That tells me people would rather go get shot at than stand up here and eat a bag of dicks on stage. A lot of times, they'd be right. But I'm feeling good these days. The VA got me on some new medication. Thank you. Finally found that perfect balance of PTSD, antidepressants, and marijuana. Oh, it's good shit. But I think I got more PTSD from 8 years of doing this shit than war. I'm at my therapist's office the other day, and he's like, so Miss LaBarge, tell me about the nightmare you had about the bombing incidents. I'm like, yeah, I'm sitting there, I'm all alone, and I can just see I'm surrounded. I got hundreds of eyes just beaming down on me. No one will laugh at my jokes, Doc. I think I'm conflating my worlds here, you know? Or trying to get some free therapy for the other stuff. Whatever works. So, have y'all ever heard that little adage or whatever you want to call it? It's been around for a while that when someone tries to commit suicide, the moment their foot leaves the bridge, they instantly regret it? Yeah? You're like, oh, where the fuck's he going with this one? I found a way to simulate that. Here's the key. Go jump out of an airplane. And keep doing it and doing it and doing it. I've done it 115 times. Oh. Great addiction. There are people there that have done it thousands of times. How fucked up do you think they are? Thank you. And I do enough extreme sports where I probably won't make it to 50. Base jumping being one of them. Thank you, I guess. So, anyways. This year I'm going to be in the squirrel suit, the flying squirrel suit, you know, jumping off mountains and shit. So I do as one does. Bring up videos on YouTube, take a bong rip, hit play. And in that moment I learned my weed brain was a bitch. Just clicked on, bro, what are you doing with your life? Where do you go next? You're running out of bucket list items. I don't know, heroin, hookers, maybe get on some Dexter level shit. I'm Mark LaBarge. Y'all have a good night.